How to make your 2x2 OP. Let's take a look inside. God damn it. There's the tour, and if you blow through these doors, you actually can't get to the basement. With these single doors here, this is too small of a space to fit through. I can try jumping, doing whatever I like, can't get in. Even if I can get to the ceiling up here, which I can't, or even if a raider can get to the ceiling somehow, the low roof up there prevents you from getting there. So the role player roof actually plays a role here. But I actually can go through there with a little trick. On this door here, you can go into this crack and let the doors push you in. Okay, and now you have access to your basement. You can come back in up here. These rooms are totally secure. You have to go through doors basically to get to them. And that's about the whole base. Another little cool thing here. This is the research table. It's placed in the basement. So this is like a good solo or maybe even a duo shack here. And the back here is the basement's very safe, and it's hard to tell what's going on here on the inside from the outside. And there's actually a lot of room to store stuff. Alright, let's go over a quick build here. And also it looks nice. The role player shack it's a beautiful shack. Love to see more of these designs in the game from you guys. Alright, let's do a quick build. You want to place these foundations pretty much as low to the ground as you can. You don't want it clipping through the ground though, if it's going to be the spot where you're jumping up from your basement to the first floor. I found that you can have some trouble with that if you accidentally have it clipping through the ground can kind of interfere. You want to place your half walls all the way around. Decide where your entrance is. Walls here. You can put a window here. You could also just put a wall. I'll make it like the base I just showed you guys. I'm going to put this one down first. And then I'm going to put this one down. The reason why this wall is here is because it supports these. It helps support these three ceilings here, which provide the wall stacking on the back side of your base. Okay, this is kind of cool. You go into your basement here. You can see that you can place these doors. Double door here, wall here. The thing about the double door here, this is for if you want access in and out of your basement. If you want to make the basement a one-way kind of trip, you make this into a wall, and you can get into your basement this way, store loot in there, and then suicide. You can bring your loot over here and chuck it up here or something, or chuck it down here, and then suicide and spawn back into your base and get it if you want to make the basement a one-way thing. It adds a tiny bit of strength to this back area here, since walls are so much stronger than doors in this new building version. So someone blows through the back of your base and they find a wall here, It's going to be more expensive to go through than a door, obviously, if you're keeping your best stuff in here. But I'll show you guys some additional tricks for that as well. Let me get some double doors, because the double doors are part of this little trick here. I'd also recommend that you guys put double doors here and here, and this is part of the trick I'm about to show you. But it's not necessarily you don't really need it, but I think if you're worried about people raiding through the back, it can be useful. Or if you're worried about people getting to the basement, it can be useful. If you're more concerned about people raiding through the door, you leave these doors like this. If you're more concerned about people raiding through the back and getting to your basement, you leave these doors like this. And they clip through the wall here. And even if you blow through these back walls, you actually can't get into the basement because this door will be blocking them. So if they want to get into your basement, either way, they're going to have to blow through this door here. So it's just an extra kind of barrier to entry. And if they're unfortunate enough to blow through these two walls here, they won't even be able to get into your area in here, your TC area, without blowing through this door as well. So the best place to actually raid it, if you're trying to get into here, is through this wall. That's the only kind of weakness I would say about having this double door here. So that's the only way that can be targeted. Wall here. I probably can't place it. Maybe I can place a TC just so I can do quick upgrades. Authorize. The base is very strong. If you raid it through the doors, it's going to take, depending on how you configure your base, it's obviously going to take a lot of doors to get to your loot. Let's just count out here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's no way to go over these walls with the roofs I had. There's no way to go over these walls by going onto the roof. These roofs are too low, and there's not enough space between the roofs and the ceilings I'm about to add to get up there and bypass your airlocks. So you don't have to worry about that. I've already thought of that. So I'm just going to show you guys here. This is where your roofs are going to be. You can leave this open or put a roof on. I put a roof on the other one. If you want to leave it open, it's okay. You can jump up here, but it does make you a little bit, your base is just a little bit weaker if they raid through the roof. But it does add a lot of storage, and if you like having an attic up here, it's okay. As long as you're not storing anything too valuable in this area, it's not really a problem. By the way, if anyone can tell me why sometimes this seems to happen with you're not looking at a building block, let me know, because it's pretty annoying. There we go. It seems to like randomly throw that error. Anyway, so we're gonna add half walls here. Make sure that the strong side here is facing out, because this is kind of an area we want to protect. Whether it's you put loot in here, your TC, I was putting the TC in there. We really want to protect this area, and have these doors. I think it's probably, it doesn't matter too much, but I was thinking, I thought originally I might be able to wall stack here, but it doesn't work. So put the doors up here any way you like. You'll see that the doors down below, the doors down below here are actually placed pretty easily once you're in the basement, which is, I think this is a pretty cool, I should probably rotate this wall. Obviously get your walls set up, you know, depending on wherever you're keeping your best loot. I know you guys know the strong and weak side of walls. Oh, I forgot to add this part here. So because you're using your basement to store things, and right now it's only one wall, half wall to get to your basement, you're going to want to add foundations here on the outside. People might suspect you have a basement, but they're not really going to want to raid through these foundations. I would recommend upgrading them to sheet metal though, just so that they can't pick through a foundation, because that would be kind of an easy way to if they think you have a basement, that'd be an easy way to raid you. Sometimes these can be a little bit tricky to place them, but trust me, they all can be placed. Just have to kind of play around with it a little bit. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, we want to rotate this. A lot of these should be sheet metal. I think it goes without explanation that the base is pretty cheap. Let's check the maintenance here. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole base. Is there anything else I wanted to show? I think that's it. Let me know what you guys think. Any questions, comments, let me know. Any weaknesses you see in the base. I'm pretty pumped about this design. I'm using it when I'm playing, and one of my favorite things about the design is it just looks like a normal role player 2x2 shack, but it's actually quite strong, as you see, and it's pretty deceptive in terms of where you can store things and how many compartments there are inside the base. With all these compartments, there's obviously lots of places to store stuff, and that makes the base stronger.